What's up, family and friends? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you another edition of Motivational Monday. Where are my hungry folks? Who's going to be the first to answer the call? I love seeing these. I see Elkie is already inviting people. Thank you, Elkie. Tonight is going to be one for the ages. I'm telling you tonight, man, if you got a pulse or if you know a human with a pulse, they need to be on here tonight. You all give me about, for all my people that's doing replay. Hey, Elkie, thank you for inviting people. For everybody that's doing replay, please give me about 45 seconds so I can share this to all my social media outlets. Also, if you are out there, I see people starting to come on in, man, holler at your boy and let me know who share this really quick. Starting to see people coming out. See, we got tonight. We want to let me know. And then to all the groups you're in, share this. Please type mama and cousin name down there. I'm starting to see eyes starting to ask. So as you come in, please let me know you're out here. What's up, Angelique? I got the YouTube group in here. Angelique tonight's going to be off the chains. So please go ahead and tell mom and them, cousin them. If you think you've been chosen, you might want to hop on here tonight because last week was all about the call. This week is going to be about the chosen. What's up, Sadai? Thank you for joining us tonight. Please share, like this, as I share it also. Please share it to your groups. Make sure you get your cousin and auntie and them on here today so they can be a part of this one. This is one for the ages right here today. Give me a 30 more seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's up, Antonio? I see I got Facebook going on, and now I see a lot of YouTube out there. Man, I want to thank you all. What's up, Laura? I want to thank you all. Last week, over 1.4 views, over 1,400 views last week, and I think almost over 200 comments if you look at Facebook and you look at YouTube. Last week's Motivational Monday was a gem, and for the ones that missed it, I want to give you a repeat, just 2 minutes of what last week was. Hey, Lori, thank you for joining us. And for the people that was here last week, y'all know it was off the chain. So I'm going to give you just 2 minutes before I get into my Motivational Monday today. There's opportunities that I'm about to rain down. The wealth of the rich has been laid up for righteous. Maybe this season is approaching. He was like, man, boom, let me send my boy, the motivational teacher to the masses. When my mom and my dad hooked up and I was a sparkle in his eye and I was just a little small fetus in the egg, God, the motivational teacher to the masses. In the midst of everything, yeah, he gonna come up in poverty, but he gonna stumble his foot against a stone. Yeah, he gonna come up. He may get his heel bruised, but eventually he gonna be crushing heads. Why? Because I've been called for a season such as this. You got to understand the time and seasons right now, ladies and gentlemen. You have been called for a season such as this. Man, you no longer can you allow yourself to play small. No, I talked about it last week. No longer can you keep deferring to other people that been called in a different area. No longer can you keep talking about what you lack. Now is the season for you to get going. Now is the season for you to go after everything that God said you can have. You have been called. Come here, Elkie. Let's go get it. Come here, O. Let's go get it. Angelique, let's go get it. You have been called for a season such as this. Don't you dare relinquish anything that God has already given you from the foundation of the earth. I am going to break bread. And whom he called, he justified. This is the piece I want to get to right here. Those who he called, you've been justified. We think we need some grand gesture in order to walk out the will of God for our life. We believe that I gotta have 6 degrees. You've been justified. This word justified means you've been made right. There's nothing, boy, there's nothing wrong about you. Your past, there's nothing wrong with your past. I am about to break bread. You have been justified. You are made how you are for why you are. Anything that thought it might have had a hold on you, you have been justified, which means you have been made right in the eyesight of God. Why in the world are we crying ourselves to sleep when you've been justified? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you saw that clip right there, because last week was really, really, really off the change. And this week shall be no different. This week shall be no different. Today, last week we talked about the chosen. Last week we talked about the call. This week is all about the chosen. I'm asking you to go ahead and hit your folk up and let them know the motivational teacher to the masses here. What's up, Shamika? Thank you for joining. What's up, Juan? Thank you for coming in here. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Q, I see my sister Rajetta out there. Hey, let's get this show on the road. Awaken your I am. Few are chosen. The story has it, the parable of the wedding feast. I'm going to break bread tonight. Tonight is going to be one that's going to have you running around the house. This is one of these ones where I was running as I was putting it together. This is one of the ones that whereas I was just sitting down meditating on it, man, I could barely keep my peace because I have been chosen. And by the end of this Motivational Monday, you're going to be running around like you have been chosen too. Please invite someone to this, the parable of the wedding feast. Jesus told this parable, and tonight we're going to have, my mom going to be very happy because we're going to have talk more word than we usually do on Motivational Mondays. But I've got so much feedback about being called that now I think I got to give you the Bible version of chosen. Awaken your I am. Few are chosen. The parable of the wedding feast said that there was a king that was having a big wedding for his son. Thank you, Shamika. A king was having a wedding for his son, and the king invited all of his closest friends. And as it got closer to the wedding day, the king understood that the guests were not coming in. So the guests weren't coming in. So the king sent out all his servants to go ask the guests, like, did you forget my son's wedding? And as they came back, they saw that they told the king that the guests just were uninterested in coming to your son's wedding. So the king, in all his sovereignty, said, all right, since my friend's the one that I invited to the party don't want to come, he told his servants to go out to the streets and just invite anybody that they thought they see that might want to come. And after the king sent the invites to everybody in the streets, up and down, no matter who the servants came into contact with, the wedding was full of guests. And there was one person that was in the wedding party that was in the wedding that wasn't dressed for the wedding. Like, that person came in dressed down, and the king was unpleased with how that person was dressed. I'm going to break bread before this is over. And so the king ended, so Jesus ended this parable with saying, many are called, but few are chosen. Boy, I'm about to get to this. Many are called, but few are chosen. Last week we talked about the call. This week we're talking about the chosen. You see, there are no qualifications on being called. I'm gonna break bread. Y'all better tell people to come on. There are no qualifications for being called. It doesn't matter what your starting point is for being called. It doesn't matter what your background is with being called. It doesn't matter what you've been through with being called. It doesn't matter what you're going through when you've been called. You got to understand that I believe in this parable, I think Jesus was drawing a distinction between two different sets of people that were already in the wedding. I'm going to break bread before this is over. You got the call and you got the chosen. They all answered the call answered. I want to get into the chosen. And see, many of us believe that there's something special about people that go the extra distance. We believe that they're multi-talented. Ooh, you look at Jamie Foxx. He can sing, he can dance, he can act, he's a comedian, he can tell jokes. He's so talented. He must be chosen. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to break bread tonight. That is not the person that a lot of times that's the most talented that God chooses. It's not the one that's a lot of times that was head and shoulders over their peers is the one that God chooses. I'm going to break bread tonight. I'm going to disarm every, not excuse, but every reason in our lives as to why we can't turn this world upside down. I'm telling you right now that there's something so special on the inside of you. You got to awaken your I am and decide that I have been chosen. I have not only been called, I talked about called, been justified, glorified, but I've been chosen for a season such as this. Yeah. Be not deceived. Narrow is the way, and the way is hard when you're being chosen. You see, many are called, but few are chosen. There are only a few. Listen to what I'm telling you. There are only a few brothers and sisters that's going to be willing to stand the test of time. I'm going to get into the benefits of being chosen in a minute, but you got to understand the sacrifice that comes with being chosen. I'm going to break bread. Being chosen is not some haphazard decision making that one day I hopped into. I'm going to break bread right now tonight. Being chosen says I understand that there's a responsibility beyond that of being called. I'm going to break bread right now. The challenge is, and why I am the motivational teacher to the masses, because you get motivational speakers that only wants to rah-rah and wants to ha-ha you and wants to make you feel good for 3 minutes. But I understand it's your being that determines your level of success. It's not your doing that determines your level of success. If you have an awakened I am and you understand that you are chosen, no thing that confronts you can stop you. Come on, Jacqueline, scholar in this conversation that I have been chosen for a time. I'm going to get into what chosen actually means. And see, for people that are lukewarm and that are half-hearted, they gonna hang up off of this motivational Monday, because this motivational Monday requires something for the chosen ones. I can't live like I'm only called when I have been chosen right now. That God expects, I'm going to break bread right now. God expects more from his chosen ones than he do the ones that are called. See, there are some people that have on garments of salvation, but there are other with robes of righteousness. Those are the ones that have been chosen. See, it's not about, oh man, I had to grow up in the $1 million household. No, you don't have to grow up in the $1 million household to be chosen. My boy David was out there just watching the sheep, and Jesse came to the house looking for the king, and they thought it was the other one, but it was the one sitting back that was humble, the one that understood that what was on the inside of me, I don't have to stir up, because man, I'm gonna break bread before this is over. We've been told that we got to stir up the gift. When we are chosen, we don't have to stir. The gift lives through us. We got to awaken our I am to that which has been chosen right now. You see, man, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I can't help myself, because now I'm starting exactly and awaken I am is. Awakened and chosen. Call. And it's not, listen to your boy. Listen to your boy. It's not just for me getting on the other side of heaven, but it's for me right now in this earth to manifest. See, right now, some of us been living trying to get to the by and by. And God is saying, I want you to manifest the by and by on this earth. I want you to get into what I've called you to, what I've chosen. Let me change that verbiage. I'm talking to the chosen. I've chosen you to do since the foundation of the earth. Yeah. You see, the thing, that there's a clear delineation between the call and the chosen. I'm going to break bread right now. The thing that determines if and how we are chosen is how we answer the call. Boy, I just broke bread right there. See, we think for a long time in our lives, religion, theology, and even motivational speakers have told us that we have to be of some special cloth, or we have to be of some special lineage in order to attain the goodness and all that God has for us. I'm coming today to tear down every myth about what you believe about what they said about you. I'm coming to tear down every myth about what they said about you. I'm coming to tear down every myth about what you believe you're supposed to have on this side of the earth. Tonight, you're going to understand that I have been chosen. Not only he called a lot of us, but there's a few. Listen to your boy. Listen to your boy. That's going to answer the call and that's going to awaken my chosen. I'm going to break bread before this is over. We're going to be running around before this is over. I'm going to challenge the lukewarm-hearted people that can't sit down for 30 minutes and get some of this bread that's going to determine the outcome of your life. Yeah, I'm telling you, for most of us, we have to understand that we have to have the discipline in order to see something completely through. We got to have the structure in our life in order to allow God the space to produce the chosen fruit in our lives. I'm going to break bread before this is over. It's how we answer the call. In the parable, the king sent it out. Many people came. Many people heard it. A few came. Some came not dressed how they were supposed to. Some came like they were dressed going into the king's kingdom. I'm finna talk about the king's domain in a minute. We have all been invited to the king's domain. I told you last week, the call he justified, he glorified, he made them whole. Now I'm talking about the ones after you've been made whole. I want to go a little further. I want to go from glory to glory. There's something more beyond me being just clean. I want more than just heaven up in the sky. Heaven, they're saying that's a heaven. I'm going to a place. No, there's more than just heaven up there in the sky for me. Hey, Beverly, thank you for joining me. There's more than just heaven up there in the sky for me. But I have been chosen today to live the heaven in the sky while I'm on earth right there. Somebody better catch that and run. Somebody better catch that and run. How will you answer the call? And so as I was sitting down doing my study, and as I was sitting down doing my writing, and I look and I see a lot of people with chosen t-shirts on, and when I'm scrolling through Facebook, I see a lot of people talking about chosen, not called. I see a lot of people, even in the church, that everybody loves. Many are called, but few, and a lot of people like to call themselves chosen. But so I decided, I said, man, what's the litmus test of whether I'm called or whether I'm chosen? I'm about to break bread up in here tonight. See, for some of you all, your life is going to be changed forever. I guarantee you, after you, boy, I got chill bumps going all up and down I guarantee you, after you hear this message tonight, after I break this bread tonight, you can no longer go on with just surviving with crumbs. I'm going to break bread tonight. There's no longer can you go on and just be sustaining after you hear you've been chosen. See, it's the call that got to figure out just how to get by. It's the chosen that eats the king's bread. I'm going to break bread. Well, I wonder why they got it like that over there. I wonder why it worked for that person and didn't work for me. Maybe that person has chosen to be chosen, and you have not answered the call. It was funny the other day. I was talking to my neighbor. My neighbor is a physician. My neighbor owns 4 or 5 practices, doctor practices across, Georgia, really. And I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and he said, man, I see y'all, like we painted our house less than a year ago. I mean, we got our garage redone. Our house is still new. We got all fresh paint everywhere. And I was talking to my neighbor. I'm talking about the chosen ones. And I was talking to my neighbor who's a very successful. He said, man, see, ever since y'all come over here, man, y'all have made me have to do more to my house. And so now we got our basement immaculately finished. And now my neighbor's finishing his basement. My neighbor's adding a pool. Why? All because he landed next to a chosen household. I'm about to break bread. Man, listen, man, I am chosen. The outside of my life look just like the inside of my life. I am chosen. My grass is manicured because I represent everything that God represents. I want the best looking yard in the neighborhood. Why? Because God, I'm awake and I'm chosen. See, I don't ask people, I'm about to break bread. I'm about to break bread. It's too many people asking. If you got to do a lot of talking for people to recognize that you're chosen, I got to tell you you're called, because like Jesus, look upon my works and you will know that it's different. I am about to break bread. Every morning or every night we go out in my yard, there are 5 or 6 deers that are eating on my grass out there in my yard. There's over 700 neighborhood houses in my neighborhood, but the deers eat out of my grass. You know why? Because my grass is even chosen, boy. Everywhere I put my feet to, it shall prosper, because I am chosen. Lack cannot come near my life. Boy, I'm breaking bread up in here. I am chosen. And truth be told, you better shout out, I'm chosen too. Somebody better go in that text box, man. I am chosen. I love it. Yes, lead by example. You better believe it, Elkin. I've been chosen. I need somebody. I need about 5 people. I see you already the chosen. I need about 5 people to say I'm chosen in this box right here. I can't go on until I get somebody else making these declarations with me. Elkin, you said a lion doesn't need to announce that he's a lion. Once he roars, the whole neighborhood knows he's a lion. I need some chosen. See, man, if you're afraid to type in this box, I'm chosen, then you will not be able to eat the good of the land. I'm telling you right now, there's too many of us that are passive. If you're answering the call, in a chosen factory, in a chosen way, you live out loud. Man, I'm going to break bread before this thing is over. I am chosen, Beverly. I am chosen, Laura. I am chosen, Kenny. I am chosen, Elke. I am chosen. That's what I'm talking about. My wife, I am chosen. And my brother right here just wrote a book. If y'all please check out Kenny Wilder. He just wrote another book. I'm going to have him on a Motivational Monday coming soon. So we are chosen. And because I am chosen, I'm going ahead of myself. Let me get to this. So the litany test. Go ahead. Appreciate it, Aubrey. You are chosen. Rajetta, you are chosen. Rod, you are chosen. Antonio Champ, you are chosen. And don't let no circumstance, don't let anything in your life. Yes, Angelique, my grass is chosen. Angelique, anything connected to me must grow and it must be fruitful. The deer got I want to say deers because there's many of them. They got over 700 houses to eat from, but they choose to eat from my lawn. Why? Because this is a chosen household, a royal priesthood, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't no better grass than the grass in my front yard. Why? Because it's connected to me and my family. I'm breaking bread right now. Said Malak, chosen above mediocrity, been given to you. Boy, I'm gonna let me break bread. I got going too far right there. I'm coming back, y'all. Coming back. Y'all better tell mom and them by the time this thing is over, we gonna be running. I dare you to invite somebody and tell them, come on, get on this thing. So I hear a lot of people putting stuff on Facebook. I see a lot of things on Facebook. So I was like, God, once I get out here, everybody's gonna say they're chosen. How do we delineate between who's called and who's chosen? So the litany test of being chosen. My mom gonna love this because my mom told me I need to do more word. So mom, I'm doing word. Yeah, Kenny, Gifted Warrior Productions. Thank you for dropping that on there. My mom told me I need to do more words. So mom, this was for you. The litany test of being chosen. And if you got notes, you need to write this down. John 15:16. And this is what it says, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever you should ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. You want to know whether you are called or chosen. The litany test is whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he should give it to you. You should go and you should bear and bring forth good fruit. You want to know the litany test of whether I'm called and whether I'm chosen. It's you bearing good fruit, and anything you ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. But I'm about to break bread right now, ladies and gentlemen. The chosen ones have an awakened I am. If you have an awakened I am, God lives. Oh, come on. Yeah, Tracy, I'm coming. God lives on the inside of you. If God lives on the inside of you, and when you pray, it's God bearing witness to the God, the God in you is bearing witness to the God over the heaven above to what you ask. Where two or three, come together, and then I'm in the midst. The 2 or 3 is you, and the God in you. You all are one. And when you pray and you ask, the litany test of whether I'm called or whether I'm chosen is when it doesn't matter what it looks like in my life. What I see and what I ask is more real. It's more concrete than the things that I see in my life. That's the litany test of whether I'm called or whether I'm chosen. See, the call has to see to believe it. Come here, down Thomas. And there's nothing wrong with Thomas. Check me out. There's nothing wrong with Thomas. But Thomas had to see the wounds. Blessed are the ones that believe that have not seen the wounds. Those are the chosen ones. Boom. Few would choose to walk in it. You right, Malak? Few would choose to walk in their greatness. Few would choose, and that's why I got the latest foundation. I got a latest foundation, ladies and gentlemen, that you being chosen is all about your relationship to the call. This is some deep stuff tonight. This is some deep stuff tonight that's rooted deep down on the inside of you. Chosen ones, let me break bread right now. Chosen ones walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but they will fear no evil because thy rod and thy staff is with them. You see, called ones, they walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and all they do is complain about how dark it is. They complain about what I lack. They complain about what I don't have. They complain about, oh, woe is me. They complain about how I can't hardly get along. They complain about, but I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, you have been chosen for a time such as this, that whatsoever you shall ask, whatsoever you shall ask. Do you believe that come on, man, I'm talking to y'all. Do you believe that whatsoever you shall ask, the Father in my name will come true? That's the litany test. Can I believe without seeing? That's see the call, folks. He justified you, made you righteous. He did all that stuff when he called you. But the chosen, they have another gear in order that they can walk by the Spirit and not gratify the flesh, that they walk by faith and they not by sight. See, all of these, man, all of these are characteristics of the chosen one. Answer the wake-up call. The alarm is sounding for a reason. You better believe it. Angelique, the chosen bear good fruit. Yes, they do. Got my sister Queen chiming in here. Yes, you have been man, stop living your life as one that has been called. You got to change your mindset from sight to faith. I walk by faith and not by sight. That is the characteristic of the chosen. I'm going to break bread before this is over right now. That's the litany test. Do I have to see it before I believe it? Can I speak and decree a thing without having seen the physical manifestation? I am the motivational teacher to the masses. I don't need a masses looking at me to confirm my motivational teacherness. Just like you've been called, Kenny, I'm going to see Kenny right there. You've been called an author to write multiple books. You don't have to have multiple books already produced in order for that to be true when you've been called. Shamika, right now, she said she's going to speak in the Superdome. I remember that, Shamika. She's going to speak in the Superdome. In order for her to speak in the Superdome, and she doesn't have to speak in the Superdome right now, but because she's chosen, she's already believed that I'm speaking in the doggone Superdome right now. What's up, Tina? You better get in some of this. It's getting hot up in here. Elkie, I do believe it. My sister, you manifest what you believe, ladies and gentlemen. You are chosen. Do you listen to your boy? Do you actually believe that God will have his chosen seed begging bread? Do you actually believe that he will clothe the lilies out there in the field and not take care of his chosen ones? You see, that I'm telling you, man, the chosen have an awakened I am. Me and my I am is one with God and his I am. When I speak as one with authority because God speaks through me. Come on, man. I'm getting my tickets. You already know it. Hopefully, hopefully I can warm the crowd up for you, Shamika. I want to warm the crowd. What do you call it? Pre-act, whatever you call it, before the real act come out, I'll warm them up. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my haters equals to elevators. Yep. I gotta have them. You gotta have them because they're gonna help you get higher. The chosen knows that God make provisions for their vision. The chosen bear fruit of the tree of everlasting life. Works with the fruit, the faith, perfects greatness. Right there, lady. I think Malak just brought it all together. Your greatness. And see, this is the problem. with natural thinking men. I'm going to break bread right now. This is the problem with people that don't walk by faith and they walk by sight. They think that all I can have is what I see right now. They think that all of my life was meant to be this way forever. They believe that as an individual, we can't evolve. I'm telling you right now that any individual that how they answer the call, can make them chosen. God is not picking out select people to make them chosen. It's your faith that chooses to make you chosen. Boy, I just broke bread. It's your faith that makes you chosen. God is not picking, oh, I like John Lewis. Let me make him chosen. Oh, I like Tyler Perry. Let me make him chosen. Oh, I like Anthony Williams. Let me make him chosen. No, it's your faith that responds to the call that determines you're chosen. It's that mindset. That's why I'm on 30 minutes and I still had got into the promises of the chosen. That's why I have very little, I'm not going to say patience, but I coach, I motivate, and I train people. But I have very little tolerance for people that don't want to learn and don't want to grow. I have very low tolerance. If you're not willing to learn and to grow, if you make it call, you'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if you make it call, if you're not willing to grow and change into something that makes you great. Man, I'm telling you, your God is the author and finisher of your faith. But I'm telling you, if you don't choose right now to stop living by what you see and stop living by what you hear and start living by faith, and I'm going to make this natural for a lot of people out there. I got to start making this natural. I got to live by faith. I know a company said they're going to lay off because of the coronavirus and everything that's going on in this environment. But that don't mean they talking to me. I know my company. That don't mean they talking to me. I know they said right now that more houses going to foreclose than ever before right now, but they're not talking to me. They're not talking to me. They talking to them regular folk out there that crazy enough to believe what the TV is telling them. They talking to them crazy folk that crazy enough to think that these people got more power than what, man, me and God are the majority. Greater is he that's on the inside of me than he that's in the world. What they say on CNN and what they say on Fox News does not determine the outcome of my household. Even the deer know that this house will always produce grass. Why? Because I'm chosen. Even my neighbors drive by my house and say, man, I don't know how they keep it up like that, but they do it. Why? Because I'm chosen. And if I'm chosen, see, y'all notice I don't go on Facebook and I don't put 1,000 people, I don't put 1,000 pictures about how we live. I don't go on there. My wife and I, my kids and I, we went to a beautiful vacation on Million Island at the Ritz-Carlton. I didn't post not one picture. Why? Because it ain't about those things. And I see people that build their lives with putting pictures out there on Facebook. Like Elkie said, baby, when you know you're lying, you ain't got to tell somebody. You ain't got to tell nobody you're lying when your roar sound like it. See, I not only come on here and talk this stuff, I live this stuff. Y'all have heard me since I had one eye on me saying the motivational teacher to the masses. I'm not asking you to do something that I haven't been chosen to do. I just broke bread. You got to tune in to who God created you to be, and you got to tune out what this world says about you. Break bread. Just hear my roar. Know your purpose. You can't get a filet mignon with a hot dog thinking. You better say that, Kenny. You cannot get a filet mignon living with a hot dog thinking. Tina said, yes, we all have a purpose in life. Yes, we do. But right now, I want to hear y'all roar. I want to hear some people that said, man, I have been chosen. I know. See, sometimes we got this whole sheep thing. He's coming like a lamb slaughtered. Now, I know sometimes, but when he coming, he's like a lion. I need some people to roar right now. You got to hit your chest, step in the chest and roar. And you got to make a declaration right now. You ain't got to put pictures on Facebook about what you're going to do. You don't have to sit up there and make your life. You just got to roar and talk to your I am. You got to talk to your I am. I am more than a conqueror. I got to talk to it. It doesn't matter right now if I got bumblebees or stinging me from every which way. It doesn't matter physically what's going on, naturally what's going on, because my I am is stronger than anything that's going on externally. I just broke bread. I just broke bread. You got to get outside of that lukewarm living. You got to get outside of my toe half in, my toe half out. You got to dive in. You got to dive in face first. I remember when my kids were little, they were learning how to swim, and they were wade in the water. And because the water was a little cold, they were wade in the water. And the swimming instructor said, nope, go head first. If you go head first, you won't ever know the water cold, because when you come up, your body, the temperature of the water. And I'm telling you right now, for so long, you just been wading in the water, trying not to feel the chills. I'm telling you to go head first, and the chills can't bother you. And you got to go head first in this chosen realm. A chosen person has an awakened I am. There's nothing too hard for God to do through me. I am. Come on, man. I got some folk. I am. Come on, Kenny. I am the head and not the tail. Doesn't matter what it looked like right now. I could be the fourth janitor out of 4 in a building, cleaning, sweeping. That doesn't change the fact that you're the head and not the tail. Right now, you could be the black sheep of your family, but that doesn't change the fact that you're the head, or you're the head and not the tail. It doesn't matter right now. You may have the lowest pay grade on your job, but it doesn't change the fact that you're the head. You may have 7 people in your church right now, but it doesn't change the fact that you're the head and not the tail. What the only thing that changes the fact is your thinking when you look at your manifestation. I just broke bread. All right, let me get in this real quick. I got 4 minutes. Let's see how this goes. The promises of the chosen. The promises to the chosen. The promises to the chosen. Y'all, if you ain't ran around here, they got $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. That ain't even called. See, the chosen, faith without works is dead. See, the chosen understand that there's some work that comes with it. And next week, I'm going to talk about the characteristics of the chosen. And Aubrey, you just hit on one of them. The promises of the chosen. I know my mom going to love this. Psalms 103, 2 through 5. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases, who redeemeth thy life from destruction, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfied thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles. Come on, man. That's your first promise. Your first promise is to have your mouth satisfied with good things. And not only your mouth, but even the deer that's connected to your grass. I guarantee you my grass tastes better than everybody else in the neighborhood. I guarantee you my grass tastes better. And that's why them deer love grazing in my yard. I don't mind it. I plant extra grass so the deer can eat out here, because I want it to be good. They eat the good fruit of the land in my yard. Guarantee is greater. I got a promise that he's going to satisfy me with all good things. I'm not worried about tomorrow, because I got a promise. And what I see doesn't change the fact that I'm chosen. And that's what he said about me. He said he's going to renew your youth. You better stop talking about your body. The only problem with your body is how you talk about it. I just broke bread. The only problem with your body is how you talked about it, because the chosen ones got a promise of having their youth renewed. If your youth isn't being renewed and every day you're getting older and more decrepit, then there's something wrong with your relationship. I'm talking about the chosen today. So y'all better chime into this conversation. The word is true. Break it. I'm coming. You better chime into this conversation. Right now, we using this text box. You need to be making proclamations. If it's you that got diabetes, if it's you, they saying you got cancer. If it's you that said that you got arthritis, if it's you that said you got tears, you need to be typing in this text box right now. Just exactly what it said. It said that thy youth is being renewed like the eagles right now. If there's a problem on my body right now, I'm texting in the chat that my youth is being renewed like the eagles. My body is whole. My body is healed. Right now, I have been chosen. In order for me to complete my chosen work, I need a healed body. I just broke bread. Yep, they missing out, Aubrey. They missing out right now. I'm telling you, there's something to this thing called chosen. There's something to an awakened I am. There is nothing too hard for God. Watch this. If there's nothing too hard for God, then there's nothing too hard that God do through me, Anthony, while I'm on this earth. I have been chosen. Your second benefit, John 15:2. Every branch in me that bears not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that bears fruit, he purges it, that I may bring forth much fruit. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, even the things that I go through help me bring forth much fruit. Even when I went through my divorce, man, like I brought forth. I just celebrated my 12-year anniversary. I brought through more fruit, ladies and gentlemen. Even, man, growing up in poverty. Like, that's why I'm so compassionate about people that grew up with me, because that gave me the fire behind my calling. What they meant for my good, he even turned it out for what they meant for my bad. He made it out to my good. I'm just like your boy Joseph. If you give me time, I'm going to be second in control. Only second to God Almighty. I'm telling you all, you better have your youth renewed, Edwin. I grow stronger and more beautiful every day. Come on, Angelique, chime in there. Tina, my youth has been renewed. You are transformed by the renewing of your mind. Come on, Kenny, chime in this conversation. And see, you bear, what do it say? You bring forth more fruit. The reason to know you're chosen is that even when all things are going in my life, I know that eventually they all work together for my good. And eventually it's going to lead to more fruit. I know right now you've had some setbacks during COVID. I know right now you could have been laid off. You could have had some setbacks. Your job could have cut your hours. I know right now it could have cost you money. I don't even want to tell y'all. What's up, Lydia? I don't even want to tell y'all how much COVID has cost me in natural dollars. But at the end of the day, I am not concerned about what COVID cost me in that, because I'm in sales. What COVID cost me in natural dollars. How many speaking engagements I missed out of because of COVID in natural dollars. I don't want to tell you what it cost me in natural dollars. You know why? Because it doesn't matter what it cost me. Why? Because I bear much fruit. I bear, right now, COVID has taught me how to prune. I was so busy that I was busy doing many things that I was neglecting the one thing that I should be doing. And even in the midst of COVID, my pruning has taught me how to become more fruitful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, you can bear more fruit, but you got to cut off some dead areas in your life. Yep, those relationships that all they want to do is talk about the past, you got to cut them. All those people that want to talk about the past, you got to cut them. You cheating on your taxes, claiming other folk kids, you got to cut them. All talking all that lack and self-defeat and self-doubt and self-hatred, you got to prune it. Otherwise, you can never bring forth good fruit if you don't start pruning those things out of your life. Boy, I'm telling you right now, it's something to being chosen. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, this is one for the ages. I'm going to tell you right now, the video from last week, the call, I had people still commenting on it this morning. It was, I could tell you a couple of people watched that 6 or 7 times and left comments every time. I've had more emails and more DMs about last week than I have ever before. And this one shall go even farther than that one, because if you've been chosen, you've got eagle-eyed focus on what God has put on the inside of you to do. I'm breaking bread right now. And don't believe that don't forget all of his benefits. I don't have to struggle. I don't have to strain, because why? I have been chosen. Last but not least, what's working for you? This is the benefits, the 3 promises to the chosen. Ephesians 3:19-20. To know the love of Christ which surpasses knowledge, that ye may be filled with all the fullness of God. Now to him, let me go back. To know the love of Christ which passes all us, that you may be filled with the fullness of God. Remember I said earlier that a person that has been awakened, I am, that me and God are one, that if I am filled till I'm overflowing with the fullness of God, what in this earth can stop me? Boy, I just broke bread right now. What in this, if I am filled with the fullness of God, why do I talk lack? Why do I talk doubt? Why do I talk not enough when I have the fullness of the nature of who God is on the? Have you been chosen? Elke, this year has been one of the best in my life. Eye-opening, breaking thoughts, Man, it's going so fast. In every way, it's a mindset. COVID, who? You've defeated. COVID has taught me how to prune. Angelique, COVID taught me the same thing, how to prune some areas in my life. But now that we prune, Angelique, now it's time to fill it with the fullness of who God is and who God said we were. I'm going to break bread. I'm almost at the end of this thing, but I'm going to finish this with some good bread breaking. That you may be filled with all the fullness. You are filled with the fullness of God, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe this morning I had allergies when I woke up. And right now I'm about ready to run through a wall. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you that there is something to this. I hear you, Pat. I hear you, Pat. This is a motivational sermon, boy. Pat, you just gave me a new name for some stuff. You know, Pat, I'm going to start doing motivational sermons. And everything's going to be tilted toward how to, on a different night, not my motivational Mondays, how to get you to where God has already placed you. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. He's already given it to you. All right. That you may be filled with all the fullness of God. Now to him, listen to your boy, who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in you. I'm ending it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 3 more minutes. Called versus chosen. It's all about the power that works in you. There's no special attributes to the chosen other than the fact they chose to be chosen. They are not the best looking people. They're not the fastest people. They're not the smartest people. They don't have the highest IQ. You can look at the White House for that. They don't have the best of the clothes. They don't have the greatest of this. They don't have the greatest of that. Most of the times, it's the people that chose to be chosen. I could go through a list of people that struggled their whole life and decided one day to walk into their chosenness. And I'm asking you right now, exceedingly abundantly above is waiting for you. Exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think or what. Man, did I know at some point that my grass was going to be better than everybody's grass in the neighborhood? I never knew it. I never knew it. But I have been chosen. I have been chosen. Thank you, Angelique. I'm filled with the fullness of who God is. Why wouldn't my grass be the best out there? Does it mean that I'm not going to have setbacks? Does it mean that I'm not going to be pruned? I am going to be pruned, but even in my pruning, it's to bear much fruit. When I had to cut people off, like my mom, I got one half of my family right now that don't talk to me because they don't like the way I tell my story. It's the truth. I am the first male on my dad's side to get a high school diploma. I am the first male on my dad's side to go to college. I am the first male that in that generation before me not to be incarcerated. It's the truth. I can't help that they don't like me for the story that I tell, but God is willing to do exceedingly above. When they said we done, we don't want to talk to you anymore. Pruning. That's pruning. And what God prunes is to bear much fruit. Anything that's wearing your mental activity out, anything that you're spending more mental energy on than giving thanks and giving praise and having God live through you, then you need to prune it, ladies and gentlemen. You need to prune it. Either you need to prune it or you need to turn it over to the great I am, one or the other. You need to turn it over. Like, man, turn the news off. Stop meditating day and night on things that are unprofitable for your soul. Stop meditating on things that not going to get you to where you want to be. Yes, exceedingly abundantly, Charlotte. We got to start keeping our minds on things that are chosen. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, man, I wish this is the most real I could ever be. I've never done this many Bible verses. Technically, normally I don't do any on my motivational Mondays. But this one, I had to give you the foundation of who you are. See, I had to give you the foundation of the chosen from who God said you were. He's the originator. He has the deed. He's the authority. He's the authoritor of the contract that he gave you. Hey, Aubrey, you're right. You got to drop some people off on your way to the top. You can't carry that baggage. You got to drop some people. You're gonna have to drop some bad habits. You're gonna have to drop some bad living, some negative thinking. You're going to have to do all that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm telling you right now, this is the time where the chosen prosper. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. It's in these seasons. Like Rajetta just said, COVID just taught me the increase, taught me that he increases his children during a famine. You better believe it. And this is the time where the wealth transference takes place, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time where the wealth transference take place. It doesn't take place when the stock market is hitting all-time highs because the world doesn't see a need to change. It's in these moments. Yeah. It's in the bottom. Yeah, when people start Uber and they start Airbnb and they start Lyft, it's in the bottom of a market when all those businesses were started. Why? There was somebody who believed so much strongly in what they had to say. I'm willing to go at mine at the bottom of a market. Why? That's inside of you right now, ladies and gentlemen. You got to love the trust. You got to learn how to trust the God in you. Even if you don't trust you, you have to learn how to trust the God in you. See, I broke bread for some of y'all right now because you have a self-deficit about what you believe about yourself. You have a self-esteem problem that you believe about yourself. You look at your past haven't been perfect. You looked at, you had abortions. You looked at all the different things that you've done. And that is and that limits you from reaching the fullness of what God has given you. I'm not asking you to believe in you. I'm saying believe in the God in you, that the God in you can live past your past failures and your past mistakes and the past tongues that raised up against you. I don't need for you to believe that the God that lives in you can do exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask or think. I need for you to believe that the God in you, I'm not asking. See, this is what crazy. That's why I'm a motivational teacher. I'm not asking you to believe in you. Nope. I'm not asking you to believe in you. See, and that's the problem with the majority of motivational speakers. I'm not asking you to believe in you. I am asking you to believe that the God that lives and breathes through you can do it through you. I'm going to break bread. The moment you start believing that God can do things through you, it's the moment where your pruning start taking place. And you understand that it's not about me, that I am not the most important person in this world. I said it on Bridging the Nations Thursday, that you have to become of no reputation so God can work through you. It ain't about you. It's about what God's trying to attract through you. That's something that you're supposed to be doing. You have been chosen. If you can listen to me for 50 minutes, I know for a doggone fact, don't you have a thought in your mind? If you can listen to me for 50 minutes, you have been chosen, because I'm going to spit that fire that make you come to a crisis of belief. The crisis of belief, either God is for me or he is against me. And I'm telling you right now that he is for you. No matter what you've been told, no matter what you heard, he is for you. He is for you. But ladies and gentlemen, we got to get moving. We got to get moving in that place to where God is willing to do something through us. We got to get moving to that place to where I no longer complain about what I lack. I'm too busy to talking about what I have. What I lack will no longer be the premise of my conversation. I never talk about what I lack. I only talk about what I have. The glass is never half full. The glass is never half empty. It's always half full in my life. Why? Because I am chosen. Embrace your past. It built you forward. Tough adversity is your steps. You wouldn't be who you are without your past. Come on, Pat. Own it and get through it. God is for me. That was powerful. Thank you, Elkie. Tracy, love that. Love that. Become of no. You got to become of no reputation. See, right now, I don't care what people think about me. I honestly don't. I honestly don't care what people think about me. There's some people that gonna like me for how I am. There's some people that not gonna like me. There's some people gonna hate me. But that ain't my problem. About how they see me. All I know is that God lives in and through me. And every morning I walk out there and I see those deer eat my grass. I get to see what happens when God lives through you. 700 houses they eat right here on my front yard. I love looking out the window watching them graze. Why? Because that tells me that I have been chosen. Not only do people see it, but the animals know it. The animals even, see, y'all think I'm crazy right now, don't you? Y'all think even the animals know that my household has been chosen. Even the deer, we have cats that come over. I don't know who cats they are, but cats just come lay right there by my front steps. Why? Because they know we have been chosen. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you to know that you have been chosen as well. Man, I have been on this thing so long. Valerie, I've been on this thing so long. I don't know if you're coming or leaving. I'm asking y'all to go back, share this, host watch parties. But most of all, before you get off here tonight, I want you to write in there, I have been chosen. I need to see some people write in there, I have been chosen. I have been chosen. I have been chosen. Yes, they say here, Elkie, because we ain't breathe none but life. I need somebody to write in there. I have been chosen. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been amazing tonight. Tonight, we talked about the chosen. Next Monday, we're going to talk about the characteristics of the chosen. We're going to talk about the characteristics of the chosen, of the awaken your I am, the characteristics. Thursday night, we have Bridging the Nations. My sister Queen, she was on here tonight. We're going to sit down and we're going to be another powerful conversation on Thursday night, man. I am challenging you all. Thank you, Charlotte. I've been chosen. Rajetta, I've been chosen. Taylor, my niece. Oh, I see you, Taylor. I see it, Taylor. My niece is watching. Taylor, let them know you have been chosen right now. I love it. We changing the second generation. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been amazing tonight. And thank y'all for chiming in into another edition of Motivational Monday. And until next time, I am challenging you with your chosen self to wage war on mediocrity. I'm out.